All right, let's jump right in. When we talk about AI, we usually picture something, well, external. A robot that automates a job or some supercomputer that crushes us at chess. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? Today, we're going to dig into a really different perspective. What if AI's real job isn't to replace our intelligence, but to help us actually understand it from the inside out? This one sentence, right here, from MIT's Michael Schrage, this is the whole game. It completely flips the script on what AI is supposed to be for. It asks, instead of building smarter machines, what if we use these incredible tools to become wiser humans? To actually look inward, but with a clarity we've just never had before. So what in the world is augmented introspection? Let's break it down. Think of it like this. Artificial intelligence helps a machine do a task. Augmented introspection, on the other hand, helps you understand all the different versions of yourself that are trying to do that task. It's not a tool for outsourcing your brain power. It's a tool for upgrading your own self-awareness. It's like a mirror for your mind. Now, to really get this, you first have to wrap your head around a pretty wild idea, but one that's backed by a ton of research. And it's this. There's no single you in charge inside your head. Nope, it's more like a committee. Yeah, a committee. The great AI pioneer Marvin Minsky even called it a society of mind. It means that different parts of you are constantly debating, negotiating, and working together to make every single decision. You've got your impatient self, your compassionate self, your super logical self, and they're all fighting for the microphone. And hey, this isn't some brand new out there idea. Psychology has been telling us this for over 100 years. You look at Freud with his ego, id, and superego, or the Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman and his thinking fast and slow systems. The evidence all points in the same direction. We have a multifaceted self. We're not a soloist, we're a whole choir. And that leads to this really powerful statement. If there's no single, fixed self, well then ourselves suddenly become a design opportunity, right? We can actually choose which members of our inner committee we want to empower, which ones we want to develop, and maybe even which ones we need to tell to quiet down for a minute. And that's where technology can come in. Okay, so if our mind is a committee, how are we supposed to manage this internal meeting? The funny thing is, you're already using technology to do it. You probably just don't think of it that way. Just think about it for a second. When you're late and rushing somewhere, you pick the fastest route on Google Maps. That's a tool for your impatient self. When you're bored and want to dive into a new hobby, you browse Amazon's recommendations. That's a tool for your curious self. We are constantly, without even realizing it, picking digital tools to help out specific parts of who we are in that moment. And this is the most important part. You have agency. You choose. These systems aren't "you have to do this" engines. They're recommendation engines. They give you options, and then the different versions of you get to pick. So the real question becomes, which versions of yourself do you want to give the best tools to? And that question right there is the perfect bridge. We get the theory now, the mind is a committee, and we can see that we're already using simple tools to manage it. But what if there was a system built from the ground up, specifically designed for this? What would a powerful tool for augmented introspection actually look like in practice? Well, let's check out a really fascinating blueprint for exactly this kind of system. It's a personal development framework called MARG. It stands for Meta Alternate Reality Game. Now, don't let the name throw you. It sounds complicated, but at its core, MARG is just a system. It's a way to map out who you are, what you're capable of, and how you can intentionally grow by combining your different abilities in totally new ways. So, the first key piece of this game is something called the bag. Just think of it as your personal inventory. It's everything you know and everything you can do. All your knowledge, all your character traits, all your practical skills, it's all in the bag. Next up, you have the party. This is basically your current point of view or the stance you're taking. For instance, when you're writing an email, are you coming at it from a place of pure knowledge, just the facts? Or maybe from a place of skill, like persuasive writing, or even from character, trying to be empathetic? The idea is you consciously choose your approach. And this is where the magic happens, in what are called sweet spots. These are the intersection points. It's where your book smarts meet your street smarts, or where your creative side meets your analytical side. This is the engine of the game. This is where real growth, real new abilities come from. So, how does this all fit together? I mean, how do you actually play this game of personal growth? The core of it is a loop, a cycle designed for intentional growth. Let's walk through it. First, you notice your position. How am I approaching this situation? Then you check your bag. What tools do I have for this? Then, and this is crucial, you act from your sweet spots. You combine those different tools. You go out, you engage with the world, you see what happens, you look for patterns in the results, and then you use that feedback to update your bag. It's a structured feedback loop for getting better at being you. And just so we're clear on what's in the bag, it's pretty much broken down into three main types of things: your knowledge, which is what you know, your character, which is how you behave and think, and your skills, which is what you can actually do. The idea is that real growth means leveling up in all three areas. Now, here's a really important point. The goal of this whole thing is not just to become a hoarder of facts or skills. It's not about having the longest list of things in your inventory. The real way you win is by making your sweet spots more and more sophisticated. It's all about getting better at integrating what you know with what you can do. When you get stronger at combining, say, your deep conceptual knowledge with your creative skills to solve a problem, that is tangible proof of development. That's winning the game. And all of this brings us right back to the biggest question of all. These tools, these frameworks, they aren't just abstract little games. They are literally instruments for intentional self-creation. This quote just ties it all together beautifully, doesn't it? We don't improve a single monolithic self. We improve the committee. We work on making our inner society of mind more collaborative, more integrated, and ultimately way more capable. And in the end, that's the real power of this idea of augmented introspection. It can give us a mirror, it can give us a toolkit, but the final design is always up to us. So, when you look at that committee of selves inside you, who do you choose to become? Thanks so much for tuning in.